Welcome, everybody. My name is Angela Wagner, and I will be hosting How to Boost Sales and Cash in Just 45 Days with 3 Simple Steps with Mr. Sean Greeley. I am a product marketing manager at Wellness Living. However, in most of my life, I was a yoga studio owner for 16 years in Dallas, Texas, and I was a Wellness Living customer. So I love hosting these. I love working with y'all. Sean Greeley is a business coach, family man, author, and speaker who helps fitness entrepreneurs build sustainable and predictable 7-figure businesses. As founder and CEO of NPE, he has dedicated his life to helping fitness entrepreneurs find the clarity, confidence, and courage they need to break through and grow to the next level without sacrificing their personal life in the process. That's a big one. NPE delivers the #1 suite of business growth systems, tools, and coaching for fitness entrepreneurs to grow to 6, 7, and 8 figures. Since 2006, NPE has helped over 53,000 plus fitness businesses in 96 countries grow to the next level. He has a global team based in the US, Canada, UK, and Australia. Pretty impressive. All right, Sean, it's all yours.
Okay, great to see everybody today and excited to help you get your business growing. We're going to share some slides and we're going to get to it here. First off, why are we here? Well, I want to share with you a short video to talk about why this matters. And I want to thank you for being here today. Let's go ahead and play this for you now.
Revenue is up and down. All of that dramatically improved when I started working with NPE.
We grew from, essentially 24K when I first came in, and we got up to 85K.
We have had our best month ever 3 times in the last year, and we've been in business for 10 years.
We've been lucky enough to 10 times our revenue, from $30,000 a month up to $300,000 a month.
We went from maybe making about $3,000 to $5,000 a month to now we're over $20,000 a month. We're working on getting to $30,000 a month.
It was a big deal when I got to averaging 5K per month. Now I've been growing and growing, and I'm getting all the way up towards 18K. In the first year, I was probably making then 15,000 a month. And now I've surpassed 40,000 a month. There's some months going up to 60,000+ a month as well.
$60,000 in the first year. And then last year was like 320,000. We're working towards getting to $500,000.
We had about 35 members when we first started. At the moment, we're sitting at about 100 members. We're actually on track to make 500,000 at the end of this financial year. Profit-wise, you'll be looking at least $10,000 a month.
My business revenue and profit has improved from making $7,000 a month to $20,000 a month. My client base has gone from 24 clients to 75 clients.
My revenues quickly multiplied many times over. We're now averaging $40,000 a month. I am training up to 5 clients at the same time.
So since we started working with NPE, our income has grown and our client base has grown. So we were making maybe 12K a month if we were lucky, and now we're consistently making over 50K. And we had like 45 clients, and now we have 170 clients and still growing.
All right, that's what we're here to talk about today.
Revenue is up and down.
Growing your income. And as those of you that are the first time learning about NPE or meeting it for the first time, a little bit of background. Our clients run many of the top businesses in the world. We've been around since 2006. We work with, as the intro said, over 53,000 fitness businesses in 96 countries. Many of the top brands have been or are current clients of NPE. So it's not a challenge we haven't dealt with many, many times before in growing businesses. And today, we want to talk about the fastest way to boost sales and cash in 45 days. I'm going to teach you 3 things today. You're going to hear me repeat these over and over again. I want you to be thinking about these for you and where you are on the field with your business right now. Number 1, the most important thing we're going to talk about today is strategy. You got to be really clear where you are, where you want to get to, what's the path that's going to get you there so you're directionally correct and moving down the field. Number 2, we're going to talk about tactics. You got to have not just the idea, but you got to have the step-by-step process to get done. But more important, you got to build assets. Most problems are a lack of assets. We're going to show you some examples of those, talk about what those assets are: marketing tools, sales tools, campaigns, web pages, all the stuff that kind of makes this stuff fly. And lastly, it's execution. Just like fitness, someone can write you a program, unless you're doing it, multiple times a week, consistently for many weeks over, you're not going to see a transformation in your health and well-being, and you're not going to see a transformation in your business if you don't give it that same level of dedication and focus, which is required. My background, I was an athlete, did a lot of sports growing up. I competed in professional wakeboarding for a number of years. Loved doing that. I got certified as a personal trainer part-time. I grew from myself to 2 locations and a staff of 10 coaches. We served over 653 clients in Central Florida. And then I had a big life scare. I got diagnosed with stage 4 melanoma cancer. Didn't know if I'd be dead in a year. I sold my business, took some time to focus on my health, had to ask myself a big existential question, which was, if I'm only around for a year, what do I want to do with the rest of my life? And for me, that was help as many people as I could. I started NPE, and we've grown in the last 18. This actually month is our 18th anniversary helping fitness businesses around the world. So if we're not friends yet, this is my Instagram @FounderSean. You can hold up your phone and QR code that. It'll take you right there. Come say hi. I'd love to say hello. Meet you outside of the session as well @FounderSean. I've previously never been a social media guy. I've committed to doing more and sharing more and having some fun connecting people this year. So love to connect with you. So today we're going to try to make this as interactive as possible. If you can, turn off your distractions so we can get you hard hitting into what's going to actually get the business moving. I'm going to give you as much as I can in this session. And as I said, we're going to leave the chat open for questions. We'll open up for Q&A towards the end. Okay, let's get to work. And a brief commercial message. I'm going to go through strategy. I'm going to go through some Q&A today, but we also want to offer you guys a free bonus. And that is a free coaching call to actually walk through where you are right now and help you get clear on your top 3 growth strategies in the next 90 days to move the business forward. That's free, no charge. Why do we do this for free? Because a portion of people that we help create a plan say this plan is amazing. Can you help me implement it? If we have a good fit, we'll schedule a separate call to walk through that with you. But the plan is free. The call is free. It's first come, first serve. All you got to do is book in. You'll find a link in the chat to do so. And look forward to connect with you outside the session a little bit more about where you are and where you want to go and how to get there. So that being said, we're going to get right to work. And we're here to talk about all the challenges that building a fitness business brings. Specifically post-pandemic, there's been continuous changes in the market, and we see all those changes in different pockets of the US, of Canada, of international growth, UK, Europe, Australia as well. But most of all, this time of year, if you don't have things really dialed, you're going to find revenue dips in the summer. You're going to find you still got bills to pay. There's financial pressure. The client growth might be stagnant. And if you're the owner operator, the one doing it all, then you find yourself stretched thin, giving all your time to the business. We're going to talk about how to solve all those problems and what we do to do that. And the first and most important thing is we got to get the business making money. Money solves a lot of problems that not having money creates. The master framework I want to share with you is what we call the NPE 7-figure fitness entrepreneur roadmap. And we have taken all the data every month from all the businesses we work with around the years. We plot down a map to understand what are the stages of growth that businesses growth. And what we've learned is there's 4 main stages of growth of growing these boutique studio gym models. And the first one is really all about client success. If you're doing less than 15K a month in revenue, a lot of people think, oh, I've got to learn kind of really advanced sales and marketing strategies and systems to grow. Actually, you don't. What we found is you need to learn the very basics around some sales and marketing to get moving. But the foundation is built on delivering a great service to your clients and your members. And what do we do so that people are happy, they stick around, they stay, pay, and refer? And how do we really document up those systems so that we're ready to hand them off to our first coach or instructor or trainer? Those are in a good position so that someone else can continue to do the work serving clients while you're doing other things, leading the business. This is what it all really starts with. Second is this stage is called the desert. This is between 15 and 40K a month. If you're in this stage right now, this is the hardest stage of the journey because you've got to actually invest in working on the business. You actually got to grow sales and marketing asset systems. For many of you, it'll be the first time you've done it of significance beyond, random acts of marketing. And it takes a lot of dedication and focus. And you have to do that while you don't have the revenue to fund out a full team yet, and you don't have established team members. So if you're here, the best advice I can give you, put your head down, work hard for 6-12 months and get out of the hole. There's no joy staying in this stage right here. And this is where a lot of businesses go to die. So we want to get you out of this stage as fast as possible. Where the unit economics get better is when you're above 40K a month in revenue. This is where you have predictable revenue. You can start to focus on really dialing in your team and your operations. And the upper end of the stage is where you put your first GM in place. A lot of people have a GM. It's not even a GM. It's like a head coach today. But here, you can put a real GM in place. And that's amazing if you've done everything in the business. This is the time you actually step back, and you can go away from the business for a couple of weeks for vacation, for a couple of months, like a big holiday, and things still run, right? Marketing goes out the door, sales get made, clients get served, everybody's happy. And you've now moved from being a business operator to being a business owner. However, the real sweet spot is up here. We find the hardest thing is getting one unit really working well. But when you've got that knowledge and you've got those systems, this is where you can really monetize that to the fullest extent. And this is where you focus on strategy, leadership. People usually have 2 to 5 location groups, and the owners work on the high level stuff. The team of GMs run the business on the field. Now, what's great about this is everybody here is going to work hard, and you're probably going to own a business for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. Well, what if you actually worked hard and had something to show for it at the end of this journey? Because the owners up here, they have usually income between $500,000 and $1 million a year. They have a great team that runs the business and gives them freedom. And they have a financial asset they can sell for 7 figures one day. So all that said, quick check-in with you. We're going to pop a quick poll here to check in based on what you've heard me describe around these stages of growth. Which of these stages best describe where you're at right now? And we're going to take a minute. I invite you to submit on a poll. This will give us some context as we get into the strategies today, so we can best guide you with how you make the moves on the field, given where you're at in your stage of business growth today. So go ahead and take a minute. We're going to have everybody up here, and then we're going to review. If you're a solopreneur, if you are wanting to open your first or next facility, if you have an existing facility, a single or multi-unit group, let us know where you are today on the journey of building your business. Okay, great. Couple more seconds. Go ahead and complete this, and then we're going to share the results, and we'll get to work. Okay, great. Another second or two for you last minute stragglers. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. Karen, we can go ahead and share that. We have the largest group here today is solopreneurs under 15K. If that's just you, whether you have a brick and mortar facility or not, the really business relies on you. We'll talk about that a bit. We want to get you to be that. And then we've got also studio gyms in that journey as well. And then a few of you in the next stage and beyond. So, okay, great. Well, I'm going to cover more of the revenue aspects today. I'm not going to get to all the advanced stuff, but we will. Those are the higher stages of growth. Please connect with my team. We're happy to walk you through some of the more advanced things as well on your call. Okay, the next thing I want to share with you is how do we move from left to right on the roadmap? So what we've learned is there are 3 core problems to solve in building these businesses. And they are, number one, profit. You've got to have really your money math figured out of revenue, profit, and cash flow. The money math of your business, unit economics, what you charge, how you increase profit and cash flow, that is job number one. We're going to talk about that a bit today. Number 2 is when you have the model right, we got to grow clients. And this is not just leads, but lead sales and client success. So people stick around and they stay, pay, and refer. We got to see net client count increases every 90 days. It does no good if we do a bunch of effort, people come in for a month and they're gone. That was like you work really hard to stand still. And then the third thing is at some point, you're going to find yourself teaching classes, training clients, and you're putting in work of operations about 25, 30 hours a week, and you're going to be pretty tired. You're going to have the energy to keep doing all the things that the business requires to grow and lead. That's when we got to expand the team. That allows the capacity of the business to continue to grow and really puts the right systems in place that start to create leverage. And you need leverage to make it to the higher stages of what it means to actually get returns on owning a business. Otherwise, you just have a job. Now, within all of this, most important for you is to get really clear on 3 things. Number 1, your strategy. Where are you now, where you want to go in the next 90 days? And what are the priorities that you need to focus on? Number 2 is when you're clear on that, we're going to get the tactics and the assets. What tools do you need to go to work? What landing pages, sales campaigns, marketing campaigns do we need to go to work to actually drive the revenue growth we're going to talk about today for you? And then lastly is you got to get it done. You actually have block time. You got to put in the work, just like fitness. You got to be doing the right things week over week. Having a great program is great. If you don't do it, nothing happens. So that being said, another poll I'm going to pop up here for you real quick is, where would you identify is your most important lever right now and system that you got to solve for? Is it the money, increasing revenue, profit, and cash right now? Is it you feel good about the model and the unit economics, and we just got to put more people in the door? Is it clients? And that could be acquisition of clients. It can be retention of clients. Or are you in a place where you find, hey, I'm doing too much work and I need to get some help in here to support me continue to get this thing moving? And then we got to look at the team. Do we have the right team? Do we need to get a better team, strengthen the team, grow the team? What does that look like for you today? And this is really important because you want to make sure you're focused on the right constraint of your business right now. If we're not, we're just kind of throwing things at the wall. You're gonna find the business continue to be stuck. So this is really important for you to identify what is your biggest opportunity and making sure you're making good decisions for the business. And those decisions need to be driven off data, not your feelings, not your fatigue, but on data that drives strategic decisions that are going to actually move you down the field. Okay, great. Most of you had said clients and then money. We can go ahead and share that with everybody here. We're going to get into a little bit of money and clients today. I won't get into some of the team stuff. Again, if you're in a place you're ready to talk about more of the team pieces, please connect with Caravan in the chat and book a call. We'll walk you through in a VIP session to the more advanced team pieces. Okay, so that is context to really identifying how we got to start moving the business forward. And quick check-in with you, I want to invite you to start thinking strategically about your business. This is the game that we play with fitness business owners every single day around the world, is how do we think about where we are, where do we want to go, and how we're going to get there. And I'd love, it really starts by identifying your biggest problem. What is the biggest challenge we got to solve in your business? This is going to get your business unlocked. So quick check-in in the chat. What do you think is the biggest issue holding your business back right now? Do you think it's leads? Do you think it's you need better ads? You need to figure out social media? Do you think it's sales? What do you see is the biggest problem to solve in your business that if we solved it, we could get your business unlocked and getting moved forward? Go ahead and let me know in the chat what you think is your biggest problem and what would get you unstuck today. Okay, great. Some great questions coming across here. Messaging, marketing. We're going to talk about that. Following up the leads. Yep. All right. Social media and sales, retention. Okay, Heather, thank you. Susan, getting people in the door. All right, great. Leads, marketing, retention. Teresa, okay. Karina, I'm the best salesperson. That's the problem, right? Because you can't take a day off or sales aren't getting made. All right, marketing, sales, lead sources. Aaron, okay. Need to raise prices, retain clients. Yep. All right, better systems, routine, and follow-up additional lead support. Okay, these are all great things. We're going to get into a bit of this today and how we can make this better. And again, I'm going to leave the chat open. If you got questions, I'm going through, pop it in. I'll see if I can answer the session. If not, we'll do Q&A at the end of the workshop today. All right, so if you're on the left here and you are in a place where you have, you know, not the amount of leads you need and not the amount of cash you need in the business, and we want to get to the right, we want to get to more profit, more sales, more cash. What needs to happen for that to occur? A lot of people think, well, we just, do marketing and, we get leads and this all thing works out, right? It's that simple. Well, it would appear on the surface that would be the case, but that's actually not the case. What we've discovered is there's actually three things we got to figure out. The first and foremost is your business strategy. And this is referring to getting very clear around who's your best client. What do we say to them? What do we charge? What do we sell? How do we price it? How do we package it? All these things determine the unit economics of your business, whether the model is actually going to be profitable and successful when you make a transaction or not. A lot of people just ramp up revenue and their costs go right up with it. And they're just working really hard to barely break even each month. And we don't want to play that game. We want to set up the game for you to win. And that really is about understanding your business strategy and your money math, number one. Number two is when that's really clear, then we got to get the right offer and the right sales to bring people in the door. This is really critical so we can bring the right people to you with the right message, the right offer, convert them in, not just to short-term transactional sales. That's just nothing for your business, but really to long-term recurring memberships. You need signing people up for 6, 12 months at a time so that they're going to stick around, stay paid, refer to you. And then lastly, we want to make sure we put the right lead generation systems in place that actually drive traffic to your website, phone, and doors. If we don't do that, we can have a great machine, but we don't turn it on, nothing happens. So each of these is really critical. And what we find is a lot of businesses have a couple of these things figured out, but usually some of them are kind of broken or really missing from the business completely, which is why you can be working hard and just kind of beating your head against the wall, not seeing the business grow and perform and get better. And what we want to do is get these things figured out in the right order, the right sequence. And when we do, you can get over the wall and you can get your business growing again to the other side. This is what we're going to talk about, how you can do this in the next 45 days. The first thing is really about your business strategy. This is about getting very clear on who you sell to, what you sell, and how you price and package it. Believe me, if you get this wrong, there's no way your business is going to grow. And the framework we use to teach this is we call the NPE Make Money system. Now, essentially, the results your business creates in terms of profit is this simple but not easy equation of revenue minus expenses equals profit. And if we want more profit, more cash flow in your business, we got to increase revenue and we got to decrease expenses. That's the simple part. The not easy part is within revenue. There's a lot of things to figure out. Most important, though, we found that helping fitness businesses get very, very clear who is your best client, what is your best items on the menu, and often simplifying what's on offer and making it really effective in terms of the way you price and package it. So it's got a bigger engine and you get to grow the engine bigger. That's the most important thing. Until you go revenue, you're just shuffling around pennies and there's not much left over. So we want to grow the revenue engine. Then we want to optimize expenses. Usually there's really quick moves to be made in optimizing labor costs that are really not well thought out. Looking at making sure we don't blow money on ads we don't need to. We put foundational organic marketing systems in place first. We generally don't even touch paid advertising until businesses get over $20,000 a month in revenue. So if you're not there yet, you can reclaim some cash and focus on some other pieces. And even rent. We actually were just yesterday helping someone renegotiate a lease because their lease is terrible and it's not set up to be effective for the business. And they've got leverage because the market has shifted and it's a tenant's market more now today than a landlord's market today. So if you need to renegotiate, some expenses that need to get addressed, so be it. We can guide you through that. That's part of the deal of how you make your money math work better in the business. All this is important to drive more profit and cash. So the biggest mistakes we see people making is, number one, selling the wrong thing to the wrong person. And what they end up doing is really attracting a lot of low value clients and members that churn easily, very price sensitive. They become very difficult to work with. The people who demand the most often pay the least, versus going after clients and members who are going to be great to work with. They're going to sign up for those long-term programs. They're going to be happy to pay you. They're not choosing between, paying rent and paying for their gym membership each month. If fuel goes up, they keep buying, all that kind of stuff is how we want to think about designing your plan. And the big difference here is, I will tell you, these pictures are two very successful fitness businesses, but they're entirely different business models. The one on the right is Planet Fitness. They charge $10 a month for access to equipment, and most people don't show up and come. And on the left is Exos, and they charge $30,000 a year per client. They focus on working with high performance executives, athletes, and people who really want the most for their health and well-being. And when you are in the boutique studio game, you want to be much more like Exos, providing a more premium service to a premium client than like Planet Fitness, charging $10 a month and hoping people won't show up. So the big difference between these models, and they're both successful, but they're very different, is they focus on a different client. Who you choose as your client is the most important decision you will make in business. And even with however you got to where you are today, probably organically, probably a little bit of everything, you want to refine that focus. That's what's going to power you through to the next stage. You got to add good quality in the business. Then, once we know who the best client is, how do we refine the offering so we actually give them what they want? We make it really attractive to give them something unique and different and powerful in the market, and how we price and package it so that it's going to win and actually driving profit to the bottom line. So these are the biggest decisions you're going to make in your business, and you got to spend time with them. It's very hard to do when you're busy doing all this kind of stuff, to step back and think about the overall strategy of the business, but it's critical to set up for success. The other thing I want to share is to stop selling sessions. Sessions and classes have really an arbitrary price. People have perceived value on what they will pay for a class or a session because it's a unit of time. It's kind of meaningless. Like, what if I go to 2 sessions, 2 classes? What does that mean? Probably nothing. right? The only thing that really matters here and what people buy and what they really want is a program. And a program is a curated path by an expert that guides someone to solve a problem or achieve a goal. And that is what people pay top dollar for and sign up for a big commitment for, because that's what they want. They don't want a class or session. They want a program that's going to help them solve their problem, achieve their goal. And when we get to lead in that way, we get to be effective in attracting the best people, signing up the right programs, and making this thing work. Effectively, the big principle I want to share with you here is the value of a client to your business will ultimately determine how effective you can make your business and how big and profitable it will become. And we want to focus on more medium to higher income clients that have more medium to bigger problems or goals they want to achieve. That is where you're going to target the better quality people are going to grow your business. And then we want to make sure we start to position you not as a generalist. Anyone can sell time. Anyone can sell a class. Anyone can sell a personal training session. That's being a service provider and what we call a generalist. Where you got to start to move up the ladder is to become a specialist or an expert, someone who has proven to help these people solve this problem or achieve this goal. And the more you can document that journey, build success stories of clients and happy members, and really position yourself as an authority in the market, you get to charge 2 to 5x, and your profits become 10x with the same business, right? So these are some big principles that when you get very clear on the strategy and start to position appropriately, you can instantly start to make moves up the ladder to drive more profit and cash flow to the business. I want to share with you a couple examples of what this looks like. So this is one of our clients, Mike Trishita. He came in, he was doing about $3,000 a month in revenue with about $100,000 of college debt, and said, this is clearly not going to work. What do we need to do? How do we make this better? We got very clear that his best clients were actually older clients that were maturing adults. So 50s, 60s plus clients in Hilton Head, South Carolina. We reworked not only his avatar and his messaging. Okay, we can kill that, guys. Yeah, thank you. There we go. But get very clear. Once we get clear on the avatar, we can have good messaging. We have a good photo that represents you working the avatar. We get a good offer. For him, he started with consultations, and then he moved into a paid trial offer, and then runs his play. And man, we start bringing the right people in the door. Another one of our clients, ProCode. These guys work with athletes, and they work with some pro athletes. They work with adults that used to be athletes, and work with youth athletes. They have a lot of credibility from the athletes they've worked with at the professional level. And we use that to tell the story that they're an expert and a specialist in the market, and rework the marketing and start to really attract some of the youth athletes who've now grown to a 7-figure facility, predominantly based, the bread and butter is youth training athletes. So once we get very clear, again, who is the best client, what is the right message, what is the right offer, we get to very easily to start to redesign the marketing so it works, and you start bringing the right people in the door and people get clear. So to summarize this up, what I want to tell you in point 1 is the money math is the most important aspect we got to solve first in your business. So we want to get very clear. Who is the best client? What do you sell? How do you price and package it? Because if you want to studio your gym, your plan will be to have labor in your model. We got to make sure what's called the gross profit margin is right and really set in a good range. We look at gross profit margin. It's what you sell versus what it costs you to pay a coach or instructor to fulfill labor, and then what you spent in acquisition. So really important. We want to make sure this is like 80% plus is ideal. 70% is average. 60% or less, you're going to go out of business. So we got to make sure we get this right. No, if you don't get this right, you can't just like buy cheaper toilet paper and make your business work. We got to make sure that the quality we put in the door is setting the unit economics up to win. So give me a 1 if this is making sense to you in the chat. Hopefully you are starting to clear the money math of your business is the most important thing. We just throw leads and sales, your actually business can get worse, not better, if we don't understand the math of how we set your business up to win. Okay, excellent. Number 2, I want to talk about offers and sales. And this is very important. This is what the offer is what we use to attract people, the right people, those best clients to come into the business. And the sales process is really how we lead them to become a long-term member or client. I don't care if someone signed up for a month, it's really meaningless. That's like being a pizza shop and selling pizzas every Friday night. Not the business you want to be in. We want to make sure we're leading people to make a long-term commitment to their health and fitness journey, and you getting a long-term member client with recurring revenue in the business. So the framework we use to solve this, we've developed is called the NPE Get More Client System. And again, we look at everything in congruency, marketing, sales, and client success, they all have to work together to increase net client count every 90 days. I'm going to talk a little bit more specifically about offer design and sales process right now. And the most biggest mistake we see people making in offers is not attracting the right people. They have a very lame offer, a weak offer that might be clickbaity, might get people to say yes and click something, but they're maybe show up, maybe don't, and they're out the door if they try, they didn't like it, it wasn't for them. We want to make sure we have great offers that bring in the right people in the right way and supports people, again, and making that commitment to their long-term fitness and health journey. That's what best serves them and what best serves your business. And there's 4 types of offers that offer strategies that we use to help businesses grow. The first is free trial. If you have a very high volume, low price point business, this can be effective because you generally just don't have any resources to invest in sales or marketing. You're too busy, and you've got unused inventory in classes. It's a very cheap way to get people in. It's very ineffective in conversion in most cases to what you want, which is long-term members and clients. The next offer type is free consultation. This is great if you're working with clients, if you're selling medium to high ticket service, and you're working with clients that are usually former athletes or people that already are very confident they can be successful with your program. They just need a conversation to understand what you do and make a commitment, and then they're all in. What we find, though, is where a lot of the market lies is in offer 3, which is paid trial. Most people, that have tried different things before and failed, they lack the confidence that they're going to be successful with working with you in their program. It's not about you. It's about lacking confidence internally in themselves they can be successful. If that's the case, then they don't have what we call the belief to be successful. And we have to help them build that confidence. And that's where designing a paid trial can be very helpful, because over a series of structured sessions, we can build their confidence, build their belief. We want them on the upswing so they have confidence to make the commitment required to be successful long term. So there's a few different strategies we look at with structured paid trials, whether you're a group offer or semi-private or paid one-on-one offer, or even online coaching. But paid trials can be very effective. Mainly, we don't want it too short. We don't want it too long. We want the right structure that's going to build the confidence for that buyer. And the last one we teach is called paid assessment. And this is generally working with, if you have people, athletes that require a bit of assessment, or anybody in pain management, physio type protocols that really require an assessment diagnosis of what their needs are before you recommend a protocol and what would be a package that would best serve them. If that's the case, then paid assessment can be great for you as well. Okay, so what we help people do is really getting very clear. This is a worksheet we have called Optimize Your Offer Worksheet. We actually go through getting very clear on the psychology of your avatar. The psychology avatar determines your avatar, your offer strategy. So again, what do they need to believe to be successful? What do they believe now to be true that might be standing in the way of them taking action, making that commitment? So Austin, a great example of this would be things like people say, I need to get in shape before I join the gym. And, on our side of the fence, we're thinking as professionals and owners, like, that's why you join the gym, to get in shape. What are you talking about? But people have this limiting belief. They think they need to get in shape and be ready to join the gym. And that limits them from taking action. It's actually going to get them in shape and get them what they want, right? So that's what's called a limiting belief. And we understand their current beliefs, their limiting beliefs. We can design the right offer strategy to help them see a different perspective and grow beyond what's holding them back, which is really they're the prisoners of their own jail and limitation in their mind of what they want to do. That's like the deep psychology lesson here on human behavior. And when we design the right offer type, whether it be free trial, free consult, paid trial, paid assessment, we can guide them through building that confidence, building that belief, and helping them come out of this experience with a different perspective and ready and willing to believe in themselves, believe in you, make the commitment to what they need to be successful. So this is really important. We help determine your offer strategy, your offer branding, your offer deliverables, your offer price point, all the stuff that is going to be the bait we're going to put in front of the fish to bring to go fishing for clients. The next thing we see people really struggle with is they just don't have the right sales system. And they just kind of have a bunch of leads coming in the door, but no way to really convert them. They're kind of winging it. They're converting about 50%. If you're converting 50% of your leads, you're going to need a lot of leads. You're going to waste a lot of time, energy, and marketing before you ever get to the goal. And we want to get very clear on your process conversion system. So you don't need a lot of leads. You just need the right leads and your business is going to take off. And what that looks like is having a really good sales process. It's a system that your whole team is trained on, and you guys go to work and you know you can deliver every single time. So this is our sales methodology we've been teaching since actually February 2007. We've been teaching this methodology called Auto Closer. It's a 7-step process that we teach. And really when we do free consults, we come in and we just run the process. We do paid trials. We put at the end of the trial process. But essentially, I'll share with you the biggest things here is that when executed correctly, this converts 80, 90, 100% consistently of your leads into long-term 6, 12, 18-month commitments to their health and fitness journey. And when you have that engine performing and stacking up recurring revenue, things start to really take off. So some of the most important things is we want to have a really good pre-qualification process. This really, when someone says, hey, tell me more about what you do, we want to ask a couple questions to understand who they are, what their needs are, what their history is. And then we want to describe our program, explain what a commitment looks like and work with our business, and really qualify them on their budget. This is really important. You want to make sure people can afford you, because even if they love what you do, if they can't afford you, you're wasting their time and you're wasting yours. And we have to protect your time and protect your energy to have conversations with people who can afford what you sell. So very important. We have pre-qualification process. People need to be able to, number one, afford you. Number two, understand your process, whatever is your process to become a client. And number three, they got to have buying authority or be able to make a decision. And what that means is, especially those of you that are selling more high ticket personal training services or semi-private training services, often you might hear they want to talk it over with their spouse or family member to come in. Great, want to invite that person in. We teach a way to do that, to bring them in with them. And this is great because not only you get people to say yes, but you get people who have support on their health and fitness journey to be successful with what they want to accomplish. So this is all part of what we do to get sales working well. I believe I would tell you, if you are in sales or you have a team you want to multiply and get yourself out of sales, you need a system and you need to be in training every single week. Sales is a game of mastery forever to be successful. The other thing that's really important, I will tell you, one of the biggest assets you need is having a great presentation. When you're selling a membership or a training service, people really don't understand what they buy. And that's one of the hardest things around selling fitness services is they don't know what it is you sell. I pay you, I go to a class, I follow the instructor, that's it, right? Or I pay you, you write down the weights and how many I did today, and that's it, right? And that's what they see, but that's not what you do. You do a ton of things to assess, program, coach, right? Curate, design, classes, experiences, all this stuff, but they don't understand what they buy. And they don't understand how to be successful with your program and with your offer to get to where they want to go. So this is where having a visual presentation has been proven to increase comprehension by 400%. We actually give people a template to tune up. And then if you start putting everybody in through a presentation, they understand exactly what you sell, exactly how your program works, they understand your process of how to use your program to be successful. You break down the steps that's included, why they're included, how it works. You answer the common questions you get. We say confused people don't buy. You want to make sure you answer all their questions in the sales process, not when you get to the end and ask them to sign up. And then actually show proof of people who've worked with you, results they've gotten, happy, successful, out of pain, whatever it is that you do to help people achieve, you want to demonstrate that. And then lastly, presenting your menu of services. So this is really important. Adding a visual will dramatically improve your sales presentation or your sales conversion rate to those premium packages. And not only that, it helps people set up to win. Again, a lot of people fail early on their journey because they buy something and they don't know how to use the service. And you haven't set expectations with them about how to be successful. And so they're confused and they fail. And we can help people win better and be more effective with their health and fitness goals by setting them up with the right sales process. Invest more time early with your clients. All right, last thing I want to share, and I got this is a quick one today. We got to get through this, and then we'll open up for a few messages from Wellness Living, some Q&A, is what do we need to do? And we got to drive more traffic to your website, phone, and doors. That's the lead generation. And we do this after the other parts are working and working well to set this up to win. And this is really the top of the funnel, we call it. This is the most important thing that has to happen, because if we have everything right, but we don't do the work to get the top of funnel moving, then you are like, the best kept secret of your town. And so we got to do the work to get the awareness and get the traffic to the business. So quick check-in. We have one more poll here for you, and you're going to have to do more marketing. You're going to have to do more lead generation marketing activity to be effective in growing your business. And what do you see as the biggest constraint to doing more marketing in your business? Is it you don't know what to do? You're not clear about the strategy of what you should be doing. That's okay. This stuff's confusing. Is it you don't have the plan of actually how to step-by-step implement it? And maybe you don't have the assets, you don't have the tools, you don't have the landing pages and websites and presentations, all that kind of stuff that you need to make it fly, or you just don't have time. You're busy training clients and you're tired because when you work with clients for 30 hours a week, it's hard to rally and get all the work done on the business. Coffee only takes you so far. So what is it that's holding you back from doing more effective lead generation marketing at the top of the funnel today? This is really important for you to know your constraint, because you got to solve for it in the right order. And what we find is most people are doing random acts of execution haphazardly and inconsistently without a plan, without assets, and without a strategy of how to really get the job done. And that will always fail. It's like going to the gym and just jumping around doing random exercises once every few weeks. If you do that, you're never going to see results in the gym. Well, guess what? The same thing is true in growing your fitness business. You got to have strategy, plan, and execution in the right order. Okay, so most people have said strategy, and the rest of you have said plan. Great, we can stop the poll. Thank you, and share that with everybody. Okay, great. So what we have heard is a lot of people tell us they don't know which campaigns to run or the steps to run them. They tell us things like, there we go. They don't have a marketing plan. They've actually just kind of grown by referral and word of mouth, and they actually don't have a plan in place to actually run marketing. They're not really sure what that looks like. They may be overwhelmed with technology, landing pages, funnels, all that kind of stuff. They maybe don't know what copy or images to use or how to be effective in using them. They don't know how to set up a landing page. They don't have a bunch of technology that doesn't talk to each other. And I'll tell you, any single one of these things can hold you dead in your tracks, unable to market and grow your business. But when you start to stack these up, there's no reason, it's no surprise why so many businesses struggle with actually just getting good sales and marketing out the door consistently, because this stuff is hard. And if your background is in teaching and coaching and training, then this is a whole nother world that unless you have like 5 marketing degrees, you're not going to understand. And it can be overwhelming, confusing. So we don't want to see you get stuck. We want to see you grow through this and start to set this up to win. And how we help people do this is with playbooks. And we have spent 18 years refining and building playbooks that actually produce results and driving success with leads and sales and marketing. And a playbook is really understanding a strategy of how a campaign works. It has the architecture and strategy of a funnel and flow and how it all connects and what happens. And then you need assets. You need to have landing pages, the emails, the text messages, the ads, the postcards, all the stuff, the tools that you put in front of people that actually gets them to click, gets them to pick up the phone and call, gets them to drive to your location to see you. That is marketing, and that's what drives marketing. And when you want to make this happen quickly, and if I had 45 days that I need to get revenue up quickly, the most important thing is get clear on the clients, the messaging, the offer, the sales, and then you need to set up a funnel where you're going to drive people from the phone and from the web and online and offline. Then you got to set up lead gen assets, virtual digital assets, and print assets so we can drive traffic to your website, phone, and doors. And then you got to make sure they all come in one place. You can manage those leads, run them through a pipeline, run the sales process, and then out spits new clients and revenue. Simply speaking, that is the job. That's how we go strategy, tactics, execution to make this thing fly. We want to make sure we stand up the right marketing in the right order and the right channels. Do not make the mistake of just throwing cash at ads and hoping this is going to work out. Facebook and Meta advertising does not need more of your money. You need to make sure you're very efficient in what you invest time, energy, and resources in to drive the right traffic with the right offer, and then convert that into the long-paying members that's going to set this up to win. This is what it looks like when we do that. And I'll share this briefly with you now.
We grew from, essentially 24K when I first came in, and we got up to 85K. I was probably doing this for 5 years before I found NPE. And, I think I did pretty well, but it was definitely a game changer bringing NPE. And first came to NPE, some of the most significant results I saw were in that first year. So I have 2 layers to this. First month, I went from, I think I had dropped down to about 24K recurring revenue. I was down from about 35. And that next month, I remember because I sold $75,000 worth of packages and my recurring revenue bumped up to 40K. Instantly got back to where I was, had the best month ever, 75K in sales. That meant I signed up a lot of long-term clients. I had never had long-term membership packages, pricing, any of that before. So getting people in on 18-month memberships, 12-month memberships was a game changer for me. Rebranding, repackaging what we do at Main Condition Fitness. And for a long time, we were very focused on personal training, and we still do that. But I knew that we had to go higher ticket. So I really leaned on them for support on how do I approach this with the clients? How do I package things the right way to really deliver a super high-end service that we can charge a lot more for, makes us more profitable, and then how do we train the team and my manager to sell that package and grow in this new model? And they've really helped me to show me the path to get there and be successful. What I wasn't expecting was the value that I gained from the relationships I built with the other gym owners. I think as a personal trainer, it can sometimes be a lonely business. And certainly as you move up, it only really gets lonelier because at the top, it's hard to really share what that's like, what that daily stress is like, the problems that you're facing. You can't really talk to your team that much about some of the problems. Your spouse doesn't always fully understand. They can comfort you, but it's something different to talk to somebody who is actually in the same position that you are, and just to kind of feel understood. We grew from...
So Colin came in and we took his business from 25K to 40K a month in recurring revenue in just a month. And he's now, the video was taken a little while ago, he's grown back all the way up, bettered his best, and he's now at 96K a month in revenue for the business and continue to grow to max out the facility and then do his second location. So what I want you to take away is that growing your business is not magic. It's not voodoo. It's really about the right strategy, the right tactics, and the right execution. And at NPE, we're on a big mission to help people and fitness entrepreneurs grow from barely getting by to being really successful, having great profits, great freedom, and great asset you can sell one day in your business. And I just want to say, from our team and Wellness Living, thank you guys for the work you're doing. We know this isn't easy to build a fitness business. This is hard. You take a lot of risk. You have to fight a lot of battles. You have to do a lot of work that nobody sees. But I can't think of a better business that helps change people's lives. The work you're doing, someone's grandma is going to live longer because of the work you do. Somebody is going to have more confidence, have better life because of the work you do. And that's worth fighting for every day of the week. So thank you for the work you're doing. I hope you've enjoyed the conversation today. We're going to open up for some Q&A and a few more things here. And also, I just want to mention, I think many of you have asked to connect with our team for a call, and I think we're blown up our entire call calendar. Apologies. If you don't see you can connect with us, just go find us here. We'll put the link in the chat, and you can open a DM with Karen. We will work to find some more slots to connect with you guys over the next couple weeks, and we'll turn it over to Wellness Living.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Sean. Such great info. I'm going to just share with y'all just a few quick things that the system can do for you. And just one sec while I get this set up. And what we're going to do is just show you kind of how we can implement some of these things in real life and how your software can work for you, not against you. Sean talked a lot about leads. And so we have a bunch of different things that you can do with capturing the leads. Like, how do I actually get the leads? How do I get their names? All those things. So I set up here a sample, like say personal training specific lead capture. And when I click on that, you see that you can name it whatever you want, and then you can choose, okay, here's customize what I want specifically to collect. And here I did something specific, like what are your personal training goals, right? So that's just an example. And then you can see a nice live preview, and then you can embed this onto your website. So if you don't know HTML, you've got a web person, you just put it right in there, which is really awesome. Um, okay, and then we also have the lead capture emails, right? So you get their info. Now, what do you do with it? Well, you can set up an immediate form to go out to book a call. You can, the paid trial that he talked about, you can have a drip campaign. And so you can just see some of the sample things that I have here, and you can make them emails, you can make them text messages. So you can really customize it to kind of what your market and what your people like to do. And you can also, oh no, that's the next one. Never mind. Okay. And then there's just a lot of automated marketing. I used this part of the software so much because it's just so helpful. You can do things like for retention, which he didn't necessarily touch on, but we all know we need to retain our clients once we get them, right? So you can do win back if people haven't been in a while. You can give certain people special offers, maybe certain people that are just in one group that you've set up. So that's awesome. And then one other thing that's really robust, I could do a whole webinar on it and I won't. I just want to let you know it's something that is really fun that I had a lot of success with as well, was the rewards program. So this is more of if you have, you know, a lot of people in your business that like to gamify things, maybe there's some friendly competition, and you can set up, so purchasing, reviewing, they leave you a review, they get X amount of points, right? So you can see here, I can create I can decide how many points they get for purchasing a product, for leaving a review, for referring a friend. And then my favorite part is the leaderboard. I guess I already have it up here. So you can choose to have this public or not, but depending on your gym, your people may love that. So just a few things we can do within the software, but I think we have several questions for Sean. So Deborah, do you want to take it away?
Sure. I think, I guess one of the main questions, Sean, I recommended that people book their time with you because they asked if you could share some of your slides again, but it says, do you have a similar process for managing existing clients to ensure they stay engaged? And I don't know at what point in your presentation that Peter was asking that, but
yeah, we do. Yeah, we have a whole system that we map out for client journeys and client journey management. And really getting the assets. So there's a playbook for you, for your team, for operations, and delivering high quality services. So 100%. I didn't cover that in depth today because when that problem, you know, again, we prioritize the problems that are in your business. If you have a massive leaking hole in your business, people churning, we got to solve that, and we're going to have to look at client journey. However, a lot of the problems that people have in retention start upstream in not attracting the right people in the business in the first place for the right messaging, the right offer, and even selling them into the right solution at point of sale. And so very often some of the churn issues, we got to solve them there first. You're not just continue to like put the wrong stuff in the machine that's never going to stick anyway. And it starts in your strategy. Who is your best client? What do you really, the value you deliver? And then how do you price and package and deliver the right services? So that's what I talked about today, the overall business strategy and the acquisition side. When those of you that are, as you're starting, and really in the early stages, that's so important. But if you remember, I talked about client success is stage one. So when we talk about client success, we want to understand after they buy, what's the entire journey of working with you? What are the touch points? What do you offer? How do we deliver it? So onboarding new clients, their first month, if you deliver sessions, a testing assessment, any other community elements, what does it look like to get a review or referral? What does it look like to renew them? Or if they don't renew, to offboard a client. So once we understand and map the whole journey, we then go through all the touch points. We start building assets. We start building SOPs, checklist, tools, process, and that starts to organize your operations playbook. And that's where you can start to really have something to train and align your team and start to create leverage in human capital, so that you don't have to do everything and you don't just hire people and hope they figure it out, but we set them up to win in delivering great experiences consistently at scale. So, that's where we turn your business, into, the eMyth. And really this is how McDonald's operates, billion-dollar corporation with, high school laborers, because they have really good systems and really good process. And it's how we put, 18-year-olds in the military and let them operate multi-million-dollar weapons of war, is because you've got, really good process that can manage technical things with simple systems and labor. So we look at all of that to help your business drive great retention. And that is certainly a big part of continuing to allow your business to grow over time.
Great. Well, thanks, Sean. I guess anyone else, some people had some specific questions in how to work with some of your strategies within Wellness Living. And we know that you're really familiar with our software and your whole team is. So certainly if you guys are a Wellness Living customer and have questions, you can reach out through that link that Sean shared and book a free assessment and try and get in touch with one of his coaches.
Absolutely. Yep. We have so many clients that use Wellness Living and, doing extremely well, love the product. And we can guide you through, how to maximize your business strategy and your sales and marketing and other aspects of building your team and to, get the most out of Wellness Living. So look forward to talking to people, help them where we can.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Thanks again for your time today, Sean, and the whole NPE crew for helping set this up and getting people some really valuable information. And I guess you're going to be booked now for the next little while.
Yes. Well, I'll just I'll wrap up with a couple things here. For those of you that have reached out, yes, we will put this link in the chat one more time. And if you don't see anything available when you click through, just there's a chat window on the page and you can connect with Caravan and he will work to find you a time that's available. And again, the call is free. We'll actually walk through where you are now, where you want to go and help you identify your top 3 strategies for the next 90 days. And then, that's free, give you a free plan. And if we can help with some other programs, we'll schedule a separate call to walk through that with you as well. So look forward to connect with you guys. Again, my Instagram @FounderSean, come say hello. This is my son, Bo Jackson Greeley, for all the sports fans in the house. My wife, Waika, and we have 2 identical twin boys now that are just turning 1. So our house is a boy household, very busy. But come say hi on Instagram if we're not friends yet. @FounderSean is my handle. Look forward to connecting with you outside the session. I hope to see you at a live event. We'll be at some live events this year around and be at a Perform Better in the end of August in Rhode Island. And we have an NPE event in October. So I hope to get to meet you guys in person and see you soon.
Thanks, Sean.
Thanks a lot, Sean.
Bye, everybody. Thanks
All right,
for
take
coming.
care, everybody.